You love them, you feed them, and they're part of your family. Too often, pets get lost or run away after a big storm. A vet in Baldwin Park, California tells Cronkite News reporter Lauren Negrete that the best safeguard is as small as a single grain of rice. During spring training, most of the attention falls on the teams and players, but thousands of fans visit Arizona to enjoy the sights and sounds of the Cactus League. They have their own stories. Imagine signing up for a required college course and being forced to drop it because you can't access the coursework. This is the reality for blind and visually impaired students at universities across the country.
9-6 is my final score.
Thanks, Blaine, and now remember that score so you can make fun of Blaine later on. And if you can't get enough of ASU lacrosse, or maybe just not enough of Blaine, check out our SLC playoff preview show. Meanwhile, another young Arizonan is headed to the nation's capital. Penna Ba is an 8th grader from Sossaman Middle School in Queen Creek. She beat 26 other competitors to win the 2017 Arizona State Spelling Bee this past weekend. Penna correctly spelled the word Gigue, which is G-I-G-U-E, in the 29th round to win the state spelling bee.
All schools have their own approach to teaching.
From lectures to projects and nowadays, virtual reality. Coming up on Cronkite News, this school in Gilbert has their own approach that has students get hands-on with nature. Henry Clay once said, "The time will come when winter will ask you what you were doing all summer." Now, I'm sure the former politician wasn't referring to the off-season cycle in college basketball, but nonetheless, it fits in the case of Willie Atwood. Traditionally, President's Day is a federal holiday to celebrate our nation's presidents, past and present. But this year, people across the country are using this as a day of protest against President Donald Trump. ASU will need Atwood to be more productive than ever, as Bobby Hurley announced at practice this week that junior guard Andre Spite has left the program and intends to transfer. National Signing Day is a spectacle to say the least, but the bare minimum is rarely the standard in college football. At times, players hesitate and change their mind before signing, but not four-star safety Deontay Anderson. He was so excited about committing to Ole Miss that he was willing to jump out of an airplane, and so he did. If you haven't seen the video on Bleacher Report, check it out. Governor Doug Ducey is heralding his plan to put education first as the state legislature looks into funding and boosting teacher pay. But some teachers across the Southwest are seeking out private grants for new technologies. Cronkite News reporter Chantel DeLaguila shows us how some students are traveling the world without ever stepping foot outside their classroom.
Do they finish above, at, or under 500?
Looking at their schedule, I have to say under. This might be the most talented Pac-12 conference in a decade or so. Nearly 200,000 people have been evacuated from Oroville, Northern California, due to the dam that has been dumping excess water into spillways. Emergency crews are making round-the-clock repairs to the dam in order to avoid a catastrophe. Tougher immigration policies in President Trump's administration has led to an increase in people seeking to become U.S. citizens both in Arizona and across the country. Still plenty of question marks that we'll find out as Pac-12 play gets going, but we do know that this team has some fight, 4-0 in some fifth set roulette volleyball. Andre Sims, thank you as always.
3 words, Zach, that I know you love to hear. Basketball is back.
It's music to my ears, Chapman. I spent my bye week on my couch, not getting a lot of work done, but watching every single college basketball game I possibly could. I know you were doing a little bit better, but I'm ready to have a productive show today. On Thursday, the Pac-12 announced that Commissioner Larry Scott received a contract extension through 2022. Since he took over in 2009, the conference has expanded to 12 teams and landed a TV deal worth nearly $3 billion. What hasn't happened yet? Pac-12 Network's distribution on DirecTV.